It would be helpful for you guys to have a copy of the quiz that you took earlier on f of x. I try to make sure that there's a thread going through the material that we go over so that you can see how things are linked. So the first one says, where is f decreasing? And I'm going to go through all of these real quick. F is decreasing through B, decreasing through E. We can see that F is coming down in those two spots. Okay, so B and E both work. Where is F increasing? So if you were on a roller coaster ride, your ride would be going up. So you could say your function is increasing through G. Okay, the next one says, where is F concave up? Your function should be smiling. So if you put two eyes there, it would be kind of a smirk there. Okay, if you put them here, you see your function is frowning. But over here, you can see your function is smiling. So I would say at F and at G. The next one says, where's your function constant? Where can you draw in zero slope or tangent line? I would argue that D works. But I would also argue that A works right here. Okay, so either A or D. All right, so give me a moment. I'm going to fold this up. Make sure we get as much of this in the frame as is possible. Okay, so number 5 says, where's the slope of F undefined? So arguably right here at C. Okay, some of you guys put A. You don't want to do that because you have zero slope there. That's not undefined, it's just zero. And let me go back for a second. I realized that I've made an error, so let me correct that. Your function is constant at A and at D and also right here at F. So A, D, and F for 4. So for number 6, it says, where is your function concave down or where is your function frowning? You can see your function frowns through D, as in dog. 7 says, where's there a point of inflection? Your best point is right here, okay? Because you can see your function is bipolar, going from a frown to a smile in a matter of just a moment, right? So right here at E is what I would argue is the inflection point. Where's your function both increasing and concave down? Let's see. I'll deal with the concave down part first. Let me show you what that looks like. Concave down looks like that. So you want the part of your function, part of these two, that is increasing. So your function has to be, it has to look like that. So increasing and concave down. I did accept D because that was iffy, but I was expecting you to write none. Okay, if any of these points in here would have worked, but they're not labeled. Okay, so you can't use them. Where's your function decreasing and concave up? Let me show you what I would have done. Here's concave up. Let me cut it in half. And it says decreasing and concave up, so it would be this piece. It needs to be going down while it's also concave up. And there aren't any. Let me show you the ones that would work. Right in here, these points would be acceptable if they were labeled, right? So none. Okay, also these points would be acceptable if they were labeled, but they're not. Okay, last but not least, where's your function constant and concave up? Right here at F. Look, your function is constant, it has zero slope, and it's also concave up. So there's the key, but let me show you, and again, it would be wonderful if I laid it out for you like that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to force you to code switch. Okay, so let's start at the top. Okay, instead of, I'm going to zoom in on this so that you have a better view. instead of saying that f is decreasing, I'm going to say where's f prime negative, right? Where do you have negative slope? Instead of saying f is increasing, I'm going to say f prime is positive, right? So these won't even appear on your options. So I'll say where is f prime negative? You're going to have to identify at B and E, which is where your function is decreasing. Okay, I'm going to say where's f prime positive? You're going to have to tell me G, because that's where your function is increasing. Okay, where's your function concave up? There are a couple of things that you could say. You could either say, f prime is increasing, or where f double prime is positive, right? So these are the ones that I'll give you, and I'm going to ask you, go back to f and say, where is f concave up? And you'll have to give me f and g as options. So instead of writing f constant, I'm going to write f prime equals 0. For number 5, instead of writing the slope of f is undefined, I'll write f prime undefined. For number 6, there are 2 options. Instead of writing f is concave down, I'll write f prime is decreasing, or I'll write f double prime is negative. For number 7, instead of saying f is at an inflection point, I'm going to write f double prime equals 0, or I'll say f prime is constant. Okay, again, please look at the table. All of these things are right on the table. Right? You should be able to use your finger and follow along and see the things that are equivalent to each other. So for number 8, instead of writing f increasing and f concave down, I'll say f prime positive and f double prime negative. And instead of writing f is decreasing and concave up, I'll say f prime negative and f double prime positive. And then last but not least, instead of saying that both f is constant and f is concave up, I'll say f prime equals 0 and f double prime positive. Notice these last 2, you could also say, well, these 3, right? So this one is, I could say f prime is decreasing. Here I could say f prime is increasing. And here I could say f prime is increasing. Okay, so I've given you several examples of these problems. Please go over them, the code switching, so that we can have a quiz and you can be successful in that.